Hey guys, Juju22 here, and welcome to Heat. The show is brought to you by MuchGames.ca, Insomania Game, and the Gaming Odyssey. And we have a really intense match to begin the show because we have four men in a cage, and basically there's a lot of rivalries interlocked within this whole thing. So you have the two men on the left. On the far left, you have, on the left of your screen, by the way, is CM Punk, and next to him is John Cena. Now, they've had a lot of troubles with each other, but in the case of Punk, he also has had his troubles with The Rock, the man on the far right of your screen, based on what has happened in recent memory. And as for John Cena, he has also had his problems with the guy next to him on the right of the screen, and that is Del Rio, Alberto Del Rio. So yeah, these guys, there's a lot of interlocking rivalries with one another. But of course, the way to win the match is to win by escaping the cage, and to be the first to do so. So with that said, let's get started. So, without wasting any more time, we're just going to get into the match, and I will tell you that I'm very excited for Survivor Series, but I'm also very excited for the next season. But, of course, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but until then, we're just going to get through this. Alright, match underway, and this is going to be contested in a 60-minute time limit, so we have that long for us to determine a winner. Whipped into the corner is The Rock. Meanwhile, John Cena going after one of his rivals in Del Rio. So they've been paired off, The Rock and Punk, Del Rio, and Cena. A snapmare and an elbow right to the back of the head of Punk. And then an armbar on John Cena. Now, of course, being that there are no rules in a match like this, really the only rule is just to climb out of the cage. Of course, you got to make sure that everybody else has been disposed of before trying to escape. And a reverse bulldog on Del Rio. So this match is going to get bloody. I would have to imagine that at least one person is going to be bleeding. And, okay, what the hell are you doing, John? John, what the hell are you doing? And in the meantime, a Russian leg sweep onto Punk. I meant meantime, not time. Ugh. Rented lips. A neckbreaker to Punk. And of course we saw Punk on the last show take on the debuting Jarrett 742. But of course, Punk being the consummate professional that he is, he knew what to do. And then a DDT onto Del Rio. But yeah, Punk was definitely a tough draw, and already Del Rio has been busted open. And a suplex on the Del Rio. And The Rock fighting back against Punk. But yeah, now Del Rio is in trouble. But of course you can't win the match by pinning your opponent. You have to escape the cage. And, oh yeah, let me get my drink here. Very good drink. Got some Canada Dry. Very good. I won't say it's good for you, but it's really good to have every once in a while. All right. A German suplex onto Cena, and then a drop kick to the face of Cena, and then a punch right to Punk. Punk reverses it. And of course we haven't seen The Rock as much lately. I think the last time we saw him was think it was at Night of Champions a couple of months ago. A scoop slam goes off the ropes, a leg drop on the Rock. And Cena, another suplex onto Del Rio, and then a clothesline onto Punk. An elbow drop onto Punk. And I think Punk's pissed now. And while that's happening, John Cena is now making his first attempt to escape the cage. But of course, Del Rio stops him. And now, wait a minute, Punk has been busted open. And a T-bone suplex to the Rock, but... Well, now, let's see, what's Del Rio going to do to Cena? A DDT onto Cena. And now Del Rio is going to escape the cage, and a suplex onto Punk, but Cena stops him. A Russian leg sweep to the Rock. And a powerbomb onto Cena. A float over DDT onto Punk. And now the Rock is about to escape. And another powerbomb onto Cena. And now look at this. The Rock just laying a smackdown on CM Punk. Right now, Punk and Rock are the two guys that are not bleeding yet. A Samoan drop onto Punk. And Cena is on the verge of escaping, but he doesn't get far. In fact, he gets pulled down. And as that happens, Del Rio tries to escape, but doesn't. So yeah, this match, I had a feeling that this match would last as long as it would take until at least one person was in good enough condition to escape the cage. And now, wait, a dropkick onto Cena, and that last shot busted him open. Which then leaves The Rock as the only person not bleeding. But now, Punk gets taken down by The Rock. DDT onto Punk, and another powerbomb. How many powerbombs has he delivered to John Cena? And now, wait, what's The Rock gonna do? Well, DDT onto Cena. And now Del Rio trying to escape, but does not. And now Punk is going to go after Del Rio. And The Rock and Cena are going to fight each other now. And a drop toe hold facebuster, and that busted open The Rock. So now all four men have been busted open, but I would have to think that Del Rio, having been busted open first, is at a disadvantage just because of that. But of course, it's now anybody's game now. And a suplex to The Rock. And now both Punk and Del Rio are going to escape the cage. Let's see. Rock stops Del Rio, but for a moment. Oh, and The Rock just got taken down. And Punk on the verge of escaping. And he does. It's over. So Punk has won. Congratulations to Punk. So that's twice in a row that Punk has won. Has won. I mean, he won the main event in the last show, and now he's won this match for the opening bout. And that was just the opening bout. And then you see him and all three of his opponents just lying in a bloody mess. But Punk pulled it out, and I have a feeling he's on his way to becoming a top contender for the championship, and probably even becoming the world champion again. And for John Cena, yeah, he's hurt. In fact, Del Rio and Rock are also hurt as well. But that's just the first match. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this message.